Morning everybody, how you all doing? Hope you're doing great. It's Sunday morning. It's quite a mild Sunday morning. It's a bit of a breeze, but it's okay up on the tops around where I live. But yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about what happened yesterday with young Bob. So young Bob was arrested once again by the Metropolitan Police for having the audacity to film Stand Up to Racism. Now, he didn't go past the line that the police told him not to go past. He just went up on a mound to try and film them because he couldn't see through the police barrier. So once Stand Up to Racism saw that he was stood up on this mound, they went up to him with their placards and started shoving their placards in his face. We'll talk about this as well, because the placards themselves, it's camouflage. They're weapons. If you see how thick those sticks are, those placards are made out of, that's an offensive weapon. And they disguise it by saying, oh, it's a placard. But under the definition of an offensive weapon, so an offensive weapon is classed as something that is an ordinary object that's been modified to be a weapon. So if you hit somebody with a placard, that would be an offensive weapon, because you're now using it for a different purpose. You're now using it to attack somebody. So by rights, the police should have been holding Stand Up to Racism, Antifa to account as well. But of course, because of two-tier policing, they don't do that. Didn't hold them to account. So instead, they just arrested young Bob, took him away, put him in the cells for hours, released him later that evening. And that wasn't the end of the story. He was released. Then he was followed by Marxists. God knows how they knew which police station he'd gone to. Maybe they asked the police where he's been taken to. Information you think the police wouldn't give to a group of people like that for fear of further breaches of the peace. But there you go. So he came out of the police station, he was followed and then repeatedly attacked by the Marxists once again. Were they arrested? No, of course they weren't arrested, because they're the politically good group, aren't they? They're the group that's okay in the eyes of the police chiefs. Another case popped up of Billboard Chris. He's the international activist that goes around with his billboards all around the world protesting the far left. So he was at an event in London. Some idiot lefty decided it was perfectly okay to walk up to somebody and dump a full tub of ice cream on their head. Now, I'm going to call this into question, because the police seem to be on the mark with, oh, you're causing alarm and distress when it comes to the lefties. On the mark with that. But when it's alarm and distress being caused upon patriots or people who are standing against the far left movement, it's ignored. So this happened in front of 20 police officers. I've seen the footage myself. There were quite clearly a few officers behind him watching what was happening, but did nothing when this took place. Now, because they did nothing, Billboard Chris went up to them and reported it and says, look, I want something doing. They did nothing. Blatant two-tier policing out in the open. They're just not hiding it anymore now. They're not hiding it at all. They're not even pretending to be concerned about citizens. Another incident, this time up north in Hull, active patriot. He does a lot of work with helping the homeless. So this isn't anything to do with the far left this time. This is everything to do with the police just losing control of the streets. So he was in Hull city centre, I believe, and some feral 12-year-old kids nicked his bike, tried to pour petrol on him and set him on fire along with a homeless guy. And I've seen the footage of that as well. And the police are absolutely effing useless. Useless. They're just proving time and time again that they've absolutely and completely lost control of the streets, simply because they don't patrol anymore, simply because they don't do their job of solving crime and acting as a deterrent. It's plain for everybody to see what's happening. They're becoming more and more a paramilitary force by the day. And I've got to include this picture. Here, I really have. Because like this gentleman says here, you know, he didn't wear this much pouches and equipment when he was patrolling in Helmand province. The police do it for show. It's to look intimidating. It's to look like they're, you know, a force to be reckoned with, when in reality they're an absolute fucking joke. They are. I'm just gonna come out and say it. Obviously, if you're a decent police officer, you can ignore that because I'm not including you in this. If you're a decent police officer, you need to be doing more to stand up to this shit. Whether it risks your job, your pension, or not. At the end of the day, you need to do the right thing and start calling these people out. You need to become whistleblowers. Because like I said, and many others have said, when the shit hit the fan, when the shit hits the fan in the future, when investigations are held into what actually happened during this period of time, there will be no defence. There'll be no defence of, I was just following orders, I was just keeping my head down, I saw what was happening, but I didn't speak up. You have a legal obligation to go through official channels if you think anything untoward is happening within the police. You have a legal obligation. And lots of you are not fulfilling your legal obligation. You're letting the people of this country down. If you had any balls about you, you would hand in your warrant cards and stand with the patriots. But you won't, because you're too concerned about your pensions, you're too concerned about your own future and your own neck. And it's disgusting. It's disgusting. This is why I've lost all respect for the police. I can't respect them anymore. I can't. I see what's happening on our streets every day, and it's not just isolated incidents every few months. It's every single protest. We can now see this two-tier policing poking its head out, where patriots are attacked and nothing happens. Nothing happens at all. Yet, when the lefties get shit back, they're getting insults back, the police start arresting patriots for causing alarm and distress. When you've got patriots hurling abuse, look at Charlie Veach. Look at Charlie Veach from yesterday, his video from yesterday. There were pro-Palestine activists shouting at him, paedophile. They were actively calling him a paedophile. Now that's causing alarm and distress. Now I believe Steve will come in this and tell me which part of the law that is. But it's a specific law. It's a public order offence. You can't single somebody out and start chanting they're a paedophile in public. You can't do that. It's defamation. It's defamation of character. You can't do that. You know, it's like what Charlie says. You're encouraging people to attack him in the street. That's what it's for. Because they know what society is like. Yet the police did nothing. The police stood there, did nothing. Charlie asked them repeatedly to stop them from doing it and to take action and arrest them. Causing alarm and distress. Clearly causing alarm and distress. No action taken. Causing a breach of the peace. Potentially causing a breach of the peace. No action taken. They're too scared to take action because they're fearful that this particular demographic and group of people will kick off and there will be riots. That's the state of the country. We have a cowardly police force. They're cowards. Absolutely 100% cowards. They go after the low-hanging fruit. The people in society that will probably give them no resistance. That's who they go after. They won't go after the hard targets because they're cowards. Absolutely 100% cowards. Anyway, that's all I've got to say about that today. Few shout outs. Tom Fury on YouTube. Go check out his channel. I'll leave links to his channel in the underbar. Go and check him out. His channel has basically been shadow banned. It's stagnated because YouTube is throttling back views to his channel. He deserves the viewership that he should have. He's got loads of subscribers, but like me, his videos just don't get out to them. They're not notified. Viewership is down. Go check him out if you like him. Give him a subscribe, give him a comment, give him a like on his videos. Boost his channel again. Help the guy out. This is Vindicator, signing off.